Y'all, you probably think the Toronto Blue Jays are done making moves after that heartbreaking Game 7 World Series loss to the Dodgers. But hold up, Blue Jays Nation, can you believe this bombshell that just dropped today? We're talking about a predicted $400 million superstar signing that could completely flip the script on our 2026 championship hunt. I'm your diehard Jays fan who bled blue and white through every painful inning of that World Series defeat, and today we reveal the move that could redefine Toronto baseball forever. But here's the kicker that's got the entire AL East shaking in their boots. What if this blockbuster prediction becomes reality and turns our World Series heartbreak into the fuel for ultimate revenge? If you believe the Blue Jays can rise from the ashes and make history again, stay tuned, hit the like button, and subscribe to be part of the comeback. Let me paint you the picture of where we stand right now, Jays Nation. We just lived through the most bittersweet season in franchise history since those legendary back-to-back World Series wins in '92 and '93. Think about it. We defied every single expectation by winning the American League pennant, something most experts said was impossible with our roster construction. We battled through a grueling 162-game season, dominated the AL East with clutch performances from Vlad Jr., who's now locked up for life with that massive $500 million extension, and somehow found ourselves just 4 wins away from bringing the Commissioner's Trophy back to Rogers Center for the first time in over 3 decades. But here's where the pain cuts deep, folks. Game 7 against the Dodgers. That gut-wrenching defeat that left 49,000 fans at Rogers Center in stunned silence and millions more across Canada wondering what could have been. We were so close we could taste that championship champagne, but it slipped through our fingers like a routine ground ball through the wickets. Now here's where it gets interesting. Instead of licking our wounds and playing it safe, the front office is reportedly eyeing a move that would make Shohei Ohtani's contract look like pocket change. We're talking about Kyle Tucker, the Houston Astros superstar outfielder who's hitting free agency at the perfect time for a Blue Jays organization that's hungry for revenge. Remember those painful strikeouts from Juan Soto and Shohei Ohtani? Yeah, we've been down this road before, watching marquee free agents slip away to bigger markets with deeper pockets, but this time feels different. This time we've got something we didn't have before. We've proven we can win at the highest level. We've shown the baseball world that Toronto isn't just a stepping stone to American markets anymore. The problems are staring us right in the face, though, and we can't ignore them. Bo Bichette's contract is expiring, and while he's been solid, consistency has been his biggest enemy. George Springer and Kevin Gausman are both hitting free agency after next season, creating massive holes in our lineup and rotation. Our offense, despite Vlad's heroics, still feels one piece short of being truly elite. It's like having a Ferrari with 3 good tires. You're fast, but you're not winning championships. But wait, there's a twist coming that nobody saw coming. According to Mass Live's Chris Cotillo, the Blue Jays are the predicted landing spot for Tucker's monster $400 million contract. Think about that for a second. After guaranteeing $500 million to Vlad Jr. just a year ago, management is reportedly willing to double down with another massive investment. Here's the insider scoop that's got Rogers Center buzzing. Tucker had what some called a down year by his elite standards. But dig deeper into those numbers and you'll find gold. His home ballpark in Chicago absolutely murdered his stats. But on the road, the man was still crushing opposing pitching like it was batting practice. Since 2021, we're talking about 134 home runs and 4 All-Star selections. This isn't some aging veteran looking for one last payday. This is a superstar entering his prime who could be the missing piece to our championship puzzle. From a roster construction standpoint, Tucker changes everything. Imagine a lineup featuring Vlad Jr.'s power, Tucker's consistency, and whatever young talent we develop through our farm system. We're talking about creating a murderer's row that would make even the Dodgers' loaded lineup sweat bullets. The defensive versatility alone gives John Schneider options he's never had before. Tactically, this move screams championship urgency. Management clearly tasted how close we came to glory, and they want more. This isn't about rebuilding or retooling. This is about going all in, while our championship window is wide open. Tucker's track record against AL East pitching speaks for itself. and having him patrol right field at Rogers Center alongside our established core could be the difference between another heartbreaking playoff exit and hoisting that World Series trophy. Before we continue, smash that like if you bleed blue and white and want to see this franchise finally capture championship number 3. But here's the kicker that's got me losing sleep at night. What if the Game 7 heartbreak was actually the best thing that could have happened to this organization? Sometimes you need to taste defeat at the highest level to understand what it takes to climb that final mountain. The Dodgers showed us exactly what championship caliber depth looks like, and now we have the blueprint to build something even better. Looking ahead to the scenarios playing out this offseason, we've got 2 distinct paths. The optimistic view has us landing Tucker, keeping our core intact, and entering 2026 as the favorites to represent the American League in the World Series. Picture opening day at Rogers Center with Tucker taking his first at-bat in blue and white, while 49,000 fans lose their minds. That's the timeline where we finally break through and bring a championship back to Canada. The cautious approach acknowledges that $400 million contracts don't always age gracefully. We could be looking at another Albert Pujols situation where the early years are great, but the back end becomes an albatross. But honestly, after coming so close to glory, can we really afford to play it safe? Sometimes you have to risk everything to win everything. Key dates to circle on your calendar. The winter meetings are coming up fast, and that's traditionally where blockbuster moves happen. Free agency officially opened, and Tucker's camp is already fielding calls from multiple contenders. Every day we wait is another day for the Yankees, Red Sox, or some surprise team to swoop in with an offer we can't match. The trade deadline feels like ancient history now, but it set the stage for this moment. We proved we were buyers, not sellers, and that mentality needs to carry into this offseason. The next homestand won't matter if we don't have the right pieces in place for 2026. So here's the bottom line. Jays Nation. After decades of watching other teams celebrate championships while we wondered what if, we finally have ownership willing to spend like contenders and a front office that's not afraid to swing for the fences. Kyle Tucker represents everything this franchise has been building toward. A proven superstar in his prime who could be the final piece of our championship puzzle. The Game 7 loss stings, and it probably always will. But champions aren't made by avoiding risk. They're made by learning from defeat and coming back stronger. If Tucker signs that dotted line and puts on a Blue Jays uniform, we're not just adding another all-star. We're making a statement to the entire baseball world that Toronto is ready to reclaim its place among championship cities. Who do you want to see in a Blue Jays uniform this season? Drop your boldest prediction in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe because this offseason is just getting started. If this Tucker prediction becomes reality, you'll want to be here for every single update as we build toward championship number 3. Let's go Blue Jays.